Hello everyone and welcome! Every time someone asks me what lore event is my favorite, I say Bilgewater every time. Today I would like to talk about why that is the case, and hopefully if by any chance a Riot employee sees this, maybe they will up their game for the future. So let's get on it. There are so many things I want to mention that I don't even know where to start. So let's begin with the characters involved in the Bilgewater event. This story as a whole is made of two separate stories. It begins with the story of Twisted Fate and Graves, and it transitions into the story of Misfortune and Gangplank. TF and Graves are truly amazing characters. I wouldn't mind at all if Riot threw the rest of League of Legends away and turned them into the main characters. That's how well written their part was. These two are very relatable, especially Twisted Fate. There is no magic involved apart from his card trickery, which is part of his persona as a kind of a joker. Because of this, you can put yourself in their shoes, as they say, and you can really feel the world alive. At the beginning, TF is sneaking around the city full of pirates, and he knows that if they find him, he is dead. He is no warrior or a god. He can take on 3 guys at once and that's it. Graves is equally great character. A guy that was put in jail because his partner in crime left him behind. He doesn't know why he did it, and he doesn't care because imprisonment drove him slightly insane. Well, that is a lie. He actually does care. He wants Twisted Fate to tell him everything before he blows his head off. You see, nothing in this story is black or white. This story is based around trickery, money and blood. A story with so many twists that made me very excited to finally read the next part. The other part of this event was based around Misfortune and Gangplank. For me personally, Misfortune wasn't as relatable as all the other characters. I think it was because her motivations doesn't seem that good. Gangplank killed her parents and she wants revenge. Overall, it wasn't a bad idea, but surrounded by such a great story, that plot was just overpowered by the rest. Gangplank on the other side. Man, you can really feel how much fun the writers had with him. They really turned him into a man of power. And I don't mean magical power. I mean a power to rule over a city with everyone shivering at the sight of you. He was basically the godfather of Bilgewater. Even a powerful character like Xerath feels weak compared to Gangplank, and that shouldn't be the case. Turning citizens into dust with magical sparks feels like nothing compared to reading about Gangplank using a knife to carve a picture into a bone of a live and screaming man. Unlike Xerath, Gangplank is brutal, but again, you can relate to it because he does things that can easily happen to you in real life too. So let's talk about the presentation of this event. The story was separated into 3 acts and an epilogue. While reading those acts, a music would play at the background to help you with immersion. During Act 1, it was slower because TF was sneaking around. During Act 2, it was more dynamic. You can hear the stomps on the wooden planks of Gangplank's ship, and even the seagulls flying around. Act 3 is where everything breaks down. You can hear the sailing ships and the tight ropes on the bottom of the ship decks. The level of immersion the music alone was able to activate is simply incredible, and I don't get why Riot hasn't done the same for all the other events. And now let's talk about the event in-game. While all of the story was happening in a form of a wall of text, the players in-game could choose whether they side with TF or Graves at the beginning, and then whether they side with TF and Graves or Gangplank through small series of quests. This was another brilliant idea that Riot never replicated since. The quests were something along the lines of kill X amount of minions for gold to side with TF, or destroy X amount of turrets to side with Graves. Speaking of which, these quests were aimed at the new ARAM map, which by the way was way better than the Howling Abyss. The Butcher's Bridge is just a reskin of the Howling Abyss, but what a reskin it is. This is the place where half of the story is happening, so the first thing I immediately did is that I started looking for all the Easter eggs around. On top of all of that, the game also received an entirely new game mode called the Black Market Brawlers, a mode in which you could pay for special minions to help you on the Summoner's Rift. And this game mode even had a special overpowered items that you could buy. But wait, that's not all. On top of that, Riot also released 3 skins based on lore and 3 skins based on the Bilgewater, with Malphite joining later on. Also 2 ward skins and 1 icon that should burn in hell. But wait, there is even more. They also launched a new series of Bilgewater merchandise on their website. And with that, they even hosted Bilgewater parties around the world where they gave away free t-shirts and Bilgewater coins. But wait, there is one more thing that totally blew me away because it was everything I ever wanted from this game. Something they also never repeated since. Lore impacting the game. Did I mention that Gangplank died in the lore and he was disabled in League of Legends because of this? And what gave me a huge smile was that after few days, Gangplank actually survived in a critical state and he had to cut off his hand. Guess what? All of this can be seen in the game on his new skin. If you couldn't tell by this time, I adore the Bilgewater event. Not Bilgewater during Harrowing. The Shadow and Fortune event was quite pointless in my opinion. Nothing happened there. There were few characters introduced, then there was some shooting, and after that everything returned to normal. Nothing happened at all. So please, Riot, forget about the Shadow Isles attacking Bilgewater every year and focus on Twisted Fate and Graves. I want them to travel into Piltover and Zone and do some crimes again. These two are your most relatable and overall amazing characters you have ever created. So please, don't hide them under the bed. Let's just pray that Riot has few events like this one in the making, because League of Legends really needs another kick like this one. While recording this video, I remembered that they even released a new voiceover for the announcer on Summoner's Rift, something they also never repeated since. In my opinion, League of Legends was at its peak during this event because Riot simply nailed its marketing. Shame that right after that, there was a long time of silence. And with that, I will have to end this video. If you like this video, don't forget to like it or give me feedback down below. If you want to, you can follow me on my social media for more real life updates. And as always, I appreciate you being here and I appreciate all of your feedback. And thank you come again. While recording this video, I actually got a huge nostalgia kick. Something I never thought I would get while making League of Legends videos. Seriously, the Bilgewater event was incredibly awesome. I remember reading the chapters and waiting for the next one to be up, while listening to the awesome soundtracks they released. I remember that they even got the soundtrack into the Summoner's Rift, so you could trigger it on if you wanted to. I really don't get why some people were mad that, the new pirate announcer wasn't as good as the old one, but that was the point. It was supposed to get you into the event, because saying that someone is drowning below, I don't know, the sharks is way more entertaining than just saying that someone died. I mean, I don't really know where I went with that point, but that's a good way to end this video. So see you in the next one.